Hello guys and welcome back to GTR, it's Mark here and I'm going to be discussing Halo 5 Guardians today. Thanks for tuning in. Now Halo 5 Guardians I've been playing quite a lot recently. It's a very hyped game, made by 343 Industries. I myself am quite the fan of Halo, Master Chef, Master Chief, everyone from the Halo universe, from RB and the Chief. I'm a big fan. But if I'm being honest, I don't really know what to think about Halo 5 Guardians straight from the get-go. Does it even feel like a Halo game? No. If you're a veteran Halo player, it's sad to say you'll be let down. If you're new to the Halo universe, however, you may be a little bit more forgiving about the fact that Halo 5 seems more like a glorified version of Destiny. Now I'm one to admit that the cutscenes in the game are epic, and with the realism of the movement and the action in the cutscenes, it's definitely something the previous titles are missing. Even from the first cutscene in the get-go, you'll be fooled into thinking you just bought some sort of epic live-action film. But I couldn't help wonder why the hell Buck looks like Charlie Sheen, and why one of the game's most famous battleships looks like a battle rifle. Talking about Buck as well, the game has a few throwbacks to previous titles, proving that yes, it's all part of the same universe. Buck, one of your companions in Fireteam Osiris, sorry guys, that blows my mind, I have no idea how you pronounce it, but Buck is also a playable character in Halo 3 ODST. A lot of us veteran Halo players will be used to engaging into solo combat with the Chief being a sort of epic lone wolf. This isn't really the case in Halo 5. You're always surrounded by your fire team, whether you're playing as Chief, who's part of Blue Team, or Spartan Locke, who's part of Fireteam Osiris. Hate me, I'm sorry. Now whilst this has become a very popular feature in more recent games, it doesn't really suit the Halo universe. Chief has always been known for the one last Spartan to rely on, and adding a whole group of Spartans with similar abilities takes away from the mysteriousness and the amazingness of Chief himself. Yes, the fighting can be helpful by reviving you or getting you out of sticky situations.
What?
Oh yeah, sorry I didn't mention, but you can also be revived by your teammates now. Yeah? Starting to get a Destiny vibe yet? As I was saying, the whole fireteam thing, that should have been left to Spartan Ops. In terms of the new abilities, such as Boost, Ground Stomp, Charge, etc., yeah, they're all good and they help with strategic play, but come on 343, really? How complicated are you going to make it? The scopes and the weapons really threw me off as well. Most of the guns in the game have some sort of scope or attachment you can add. I'm all up for upgrading the Halo games, but there's some things which should just be left untouched. I didn't really use the scopes that much when I was playing the campaign, and regardless they came in handy a few times, but ultimately they took away from the original Halo feel of the game. And as I said before, a lot of veteran Halo players, like me, may be opposed to the new competitive seeming upgrades and abilities, which, you know, mimic nearly every other game out there. But new players may and probably would welcome these and enjoy them, because maybe it's what they've come to expect. Think about all the games which use Boost now, Titanfall, Call of Duty, etc. They've all risen our expectations on how versatile we'd like to be in combat, and for Halo, it hasn't really been a welcome change. The classic Halo music that we all know and love is still here, but it doesn't really create the same atmosphere as it used to. I remember in Halo 3, you'd be flying around in the Hornet and the classic music would make you feel tense and excited. Now, well, the same music plays and you're flying a new Promethean vehicle, but with the overpowering dialogue and with the overall environment of the level, it doesn't really feel the same. I'm sad to say it doesn't feel as epic. And it also frustrates me that even though you're playing Halo 5 Guardians, you only spend about 4 missions actually playing as the Master Chief himself, the main iconic character from Halo that we've all grown to love. In Halo 5, however, he seems more like an inferior side character to the new protagonist, Spartan Locke, who, may I say, doesn't really have any proper backstory or relevance to the Halo games in general, and he just doesn't seem like a worthwhile character. And whilst I'm on this point, the campaign has 15 missions, above average for a Halo game, but it feels so much shorter. Maybe it's because you're always doing the same thing, pushing through Promethean structures, killing a boss and finishing the level. 3 out of the 15 missions are simply cutscenes and narrations, and there's no real combat involved, making it easy to get that 10G achievement for completing the level, but sort of leaving you thinking, was that it? It took me just under 10 hours to complete the campaign, but I've seen people do it in under 6. Okay, don't call me a noob, but you know, come on. Obviously the length of the game depends on the difficulty you choose to do it on, but regardless, the game feels really short.
Watch it, they're on your tail.
The large majority of the game also takes place in these Forerunner and Promethean structures, which mostly look the same and have the same dark grey feel to them. Maybe it's why the game feels so short. Only a handful of missions actually take place outside and allow you to freely roam around, and in my opinion, that's what made the previous titles so immersive. For all of you who've played Halo 3, think about the time you spent driving around in a warthog or being surrounded by trees and the vibrant colours and the greens of the universe. In Halo 5, you're stuck inside metal mazes, and when you're fortunate to get an outdoor mission, it's still dark and gloomy. You still get orange skies, and it just doesn't feel like a Halo game. In terms of the multiplayer, it feels like Halo 4's. The game modes available at launch are standard for a Halo game, Slayer, SWAT, that sort of thing. But apart from the scopes and boosting to make evading easier, nothing feels new. I understand that 343 Industries, the developer of the game, are trying to push the boundaries for the Halo universe, but by saturating the gameplay and making it feel like any other first-person shooter out there, it's not the way to do it. I'm still waiting for the fan-favourite Halo game modes to be reintroduced, like VIP or Assault, which I haven't seen since Halo 3 or Reach. They made custom games what we know and love and what we know today, and I'm sure the community will still make some amazing new game modes and variations, but it doesn't seem like 343 have actually listened to what the traditional Halo community want, which is why it's so sad to see Halo drift off and be transformed into just another FPS. Forge, Halo's mapmaker feature, is also not available at launch. It's expected to be released in December, and by looking at trailers it appears to be pretty cool and innovative in how the community makes maps, and I'm excited to see what people create, being a Forge lover myself. However, the dark and gloomy environments and metallic structures that will be available in Forge, I doubt it will feel the same as it did back in Halo 3 or Reach when Forge hit its peak, especially on Sandbox and Foundry, the other one that's called it. Everyone loved Foundry. So what else is there to say, really? Halo 5 Guardians is simply just another generic FPS Destiny-seeming game, hidden inside a Spartan shell. A lot of the features which made Halo such a vibrant, entertaining game have gone, and been replaced by an attempt at a tense, emotional atmosphere, which doesn't really work for the entire game. Newcomers to the Halo universe will probably like Halo 5, and will be happy to see the features and abilities they've come to expect visible in the game. However, those of us who have stuck around with the Chief since it began are likely to be let down from the high standard Bungie, Halo's previous developer, set, and will probably feel more anger towards Spartan Locke for stealing Chief's spotlight, rather than for the emotional storyline 343 attempts to create. And this is why I'm rating Halo 5 Guardians at 35%. I'm sorry 343, but better luck next time.